Well, after all of that stormy weather, at least over areas of western Missouri, northwest Arkansas this morning, this is how we're ending the day. I mean, skies are clearing out nicely. That's what we're going to find overnight tonight. It's warm, but it's quiet. Here's a look at the rainfall totals with those morning storms. Again, in Springfield, picking up between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. Notice how we really didn't see very much, if anything, east of Highway 65 or really across much of northern Arkansas for that matter. But west of Highway 65, there were at least pockets where we had some heavier rain, particularly down toward McDonald County and Benton County in northwest Arkansas. That 4/10 of an inch in Springfield, bringing our official total for the month over 4 inches now. The average monthly total is 5.5 inches. I bring this up because we are in for a long stretch of unsettled weather. And I think at the end of this, many locations will pick up at least a few inches of additional rainfall. And this month of May will go down as a wetter than normal month of May. And I don't think that's any surprise to any of you that have been dealing with the storms so far this month. We've got another round of active weather tomorrow. You can see it's unsettled in the west. This little pocket of upper level energy, though, that is the one that's going to help to introduce some strong wind energy into the middle of the country. It's that wind energy that helps to play a role in organizing thunderstorms into severe weather makers. At the same time, you got to have the storm fuel, right? Well, we're going to find that. If you've been outside today, you can tell it's very warm and humid. We're going to find that again tomorrow, and it's that warm, humid air mass that helps to play a role in generating high levels of instability. And that's what we're going to find from Iowa south back into Oklahoma. Now, the severe weather threat is going to be maximized, I think, across Iowa on Tuesday. It looks like overnight tonight, that risk for severe weather will be in areas from the Great Lakes back into Nebraska. We don't have to worry about that tonight. But tomorrow, we'll see a bullseye of higher risk up toward Iowa, but the risk for severe weather will extend south along the cold front into eastern Oklahoma. And while the risk for severe weather will decrease with southward extent, there's still going to be a risk. And we're going to go with a weather aware day for Tuesday. This is my thoughts on timing. Looks like it's going to be after 3 o'clock that risk for severe weather will come into play. So the morning hours will be quiet. So if you have any errands in the morning, you're fine. Any errands through early afternoon, you're fine. After 3 o'clock, though, we're going to have to start keeping an eye and paying attention to what's going on with the weather. I think the mode, especially with these initial storms, is mainly going to be for large hail and maybe some locally strong wind gusts. There could also be a tornado potential, but that risk looks low at this point. As the evening progresses, I think storms will line up into more of a line. And at that point, the hail risk decreases and the risk of locally strong winds goes up. I think the tornado risk also at that point will be very limited in nature based on how things are going to come together later in the evening tomorrow night. Also, flooding is a possibility, especially I think south and west of Springfield late in the evening as storms start to train across those locations. Looking at our forecast for tonight, again, starry skies, balmy breezes. Tomorrow morning looks sunny. As we get into the afternoon, skies becoming partly cloudy. And by late afternoon, storms lining up along the cold front and possibly a few out ahead of the cold front. And again, those initial storms are going to be the ones that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, I think, closest. As we push past 9 o'clock, we have more of a squall line pressing southeast across the area. And again, as that line kind of lays over, it's going to be these storms later in the night that may train and generate maybe a bit of a flooding risk, especially over southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. Temperatures tonight only dropping to about 68 with a high tomorrow of 87. Another weather factor tomorrow afternoon will be the wind. Winds will be very gusty, gusts approaching 40 miles per hour. A low of 61 tomorrow night, and then highs in the low to mid 70s generally on Wednesday. As we stay in an active pattern, that front's going to be hanging around in our area, I think, right through the rest of this week and into this upcoming weekend. And as storm makers, these little upper level pockets of energy move through, that's going to generate a daily chance for showers and thunderstorms. And when I say daily, I mean we could see storms at night or during the day, and there will probably be a daily risk of some severe weather. Once we get past Sunday, I think the pattern starts to flip on Memorial Day. So Memorial Day, we may dry things out, and then next week looks much quieter.
A lot of folks watching like you guys are, but people were asking about our live stream. When exactly do we go live on the website when we have those mornings that come out?
So what we like to do is to try to get that live stream going as soon as a tornado warning is issued, and we're going wall to wall with our coverage, then they will begin live streaming. So our coverage on television will also be matched by what folks can find digitally online.
Helpful. Yeah.
It's so important in case people lose power, and it's just another one way that you can watch us. If you don't already, you might want to download our free Color 10 weather app.